Hello and welcome to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. I am going to be starting a YouTube channel. Most of you guys probably know me from Instagram. This is going to be where I'm going to be doing more deep dive, kind of in-depth reviews of each car I add to my collection, whereas Instagram is still going to be for my kind of initial thoughts. So that's where you'll still see everything first off on the Instagram page. You'll get kind of an initial thought. Nothing's really going to change there. TikTok, you'll still see the races when I have time to create those. But for YouTube, we're going to do in-depth reviews and kind of do some comparisons, stuff like that. But for right now, let's get right on into our very first review, the new Exotic Envy Bugatti EB110 SS. Alright, so how I'm going to break my reviews down is going to be into a handful of categories. We're going to start with the casting, we're going to move to the paint and deco, and we're going to go over details, if it rolls, because not everything I'm going to be doing is Hot Wheels. If you know my collection from Instagram, you'll know I collect a variety of brands. After that, we're going to go into a pros and cons, and then we'll kind of have some miscellaneous things after that. So let's go ahead and get started right into the casting. So first things first, this is not a new casting from Hot Wheels, but this is its first time going premium. So what do we have here? Well, we've got really good proportions. It does look very much like the EB110. All kinds of little extra details that are casted in. They aren't extra like tampos or anything like that. They're actually carved into it. Our rear wing is in the up position, which for me on this car is a good thing. I do kind of wish that we could have it going up and down, but on a Hot Wheels model, that's obviously too much to ask for. One other thing that we've got is we've got wraparound windows here. We do not have a pillar actually casted in, so the window is all the way through, and you just have a little piece of detailing to replicate the pillars. That does make it easier to see the interior, but it does ultimately negatively affect the look, in my opinion, but not the end of the world. The other thing we have that's plastic here is the headlights. So these are actually a good thing if you ask me, because it means we will never have to worry about this casting being released without headlights like we do with a lot of other cars, so like BMWs and others. Alright, so we're going to move over to our paint. So we got a really simple paint on this one. Just a standard kind of Bugatti blue. I think it looks really good. Now, this particular one does have some QC issues that I've seen. This is actually the second one that I owned. The first one I took back to the store because it had really nasty orange peeled paint. Now, as you look, mine does have some rub on the hood, or not the hood, the roof piece. And that is extremely annoying, but that's pretty typical with Hot Wheels. It's not super uncommon. And other than that, we've got pretty much just a nice clean paint job on this that you kind of come to expect from a Hot Wheels premium release. I think this was a good color choice though for its first premium release. This is kind of the iconic color for the EB110 if you ask me. And I think it was done pretty well, honestly. Alright, so we're going to move on to our details. So a couple cool little details that this car has that the mainline versions don't have is these little extra orange bits on the headlights. Give it a little bit more realism. Obviously, all the grille and vents are going to be detailed in. On the back, we've got a few extra that I don't think that the mainline had. I could be wrong. We will do a comparison. And we've got these little silver things up here. Can't quite tell what they are because I'm a little bit blind. But another thing that I think is really cool is you'll see we have this little extra Bugatti logo that appears on both sides. So again, nothing too crazy. The other thing I guess we could point out, it's very small though. This little orange reflector, I'm assuming, is also detailed in on both sides, as well as a little black detail around the wheel arches. So nothing crazy, but just a few extra things that the mainline doesn't have that actually improves the look substantially. Alright, now it's time for our roll test. This is a Hot Wheels premium model, so as you expect, it rolls just fine and with no issue whatsoever. So let's talk about the pros of this particular release. Big one right off the bat, the wheels. These wheels are about as close as Hot Wheels can get, I'd say, to the wheels that this car had in real life. So I consider that a huge plus over the mainline version. The little extra details are also a huge plus. For some reason, these headlight ones just really work for me. And obviously, I like the extra grille bits as well. The other ones are cool. I like the extra Bugatti logos, but they don't really put it over the top for me. And also, the last pro I'm going to give it is it's very heavy, as most most premium models are metal on metal. Gives it a good solid feel to it. So now we're going to talk about some cons. Like I said earlier, this is actually the second version I've had, and that's because the first version had some really nasty orange peeled paint. Now, if you don't know what that means, is essentially the paint just doesn't come out right, and it looks very like the skin of an orange. It looks like an orange peel. And so this is the second one I've had. It doesn't have it nearly as badly, hardly even noticeable on this one. I have noticed on several other people who have showcased theirs on YouTube or Instagram that I noticed that they seem to have got it a lot worse than I did, so not too bad, but it does seem to be a common QC issue with this particular release. Something I'm also going to say is a con is the color. Now, I said I liked the color earlier, however, we did already have a blue one that was in the main line, and we're going to show that next here. So if having colors that are very similar to something you've already got is a problem for you, like it is with me in most cases, that's going to be a negative. And then the price of premiums is up to about $7 in most places, $6.50, something like that. About $1.50 more than it used to be. And, you know, for that extra buck, I really think that we could step up the QC a little bit. So here we have the main line to compare it to. So, like we said, the color's very similar, but there's definite differences between the two. We're not going to sit here and say they're identical, but you can see all the extra little things that the premium version got that the mainline version did not. And obviously the wheel choice, much better. However, this was $1. This was $7. Is this one 7 times better than this one? If you're an avid collector like me, obviously you're going to get this one because I'd say it is going to be the best Bugatti EB110 SS that Hot Wheels is probably going to produce, considering the color. But if this is one that you liked and you were able to find it, I think you will be more than content to just have this one if this one too expensive or you don't think it's worth 7 times the price, because this one's not bad at all. So there we have it, guys. That is my overall thoughts of Hot Wheels Exotic Envy Bugatti EB110 SS. Would I think it was a good choice for Exotic Envy? I do. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's a lot they could have improved on. But if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give this release a 7 out of 10. A few things that could be worked on. But you guys let me know what you think. Did you find this one in the store? Did the scalpers beat you to it? What do you think of it? What could they have improved on? Make sure you guys like and subscribe as well. Like I said, we're brand new to this YouTube game, so the more of you guys that smash that like button and subscribe will help us grow a little bit better and let us expand the content a little more. Let me know what you thought of the review as a whole as well. I know it's going to be a little choppy. It's my first one, but the more feedback I get from you guys, the better I can make them in the future, and the more fun we can have with this. So I will see you guys later.